Okay, so I'm going to point out several things that were positive about this framework paper. So let's check it out. Okay, so the first thing that I noticed right away at the beginning here is this student immediately went into what they thought was the main theme of this book. All right, so that's really helpful. That immediately you're starting to see the vocabulary that the author used. So that's helpful. So your interpretation of the overall theme of the book is one helpful thing. Another thing that this student did right at the beginning here is getting right into definitions. That's good. You want to definitely make sure that you're including definitions, you're putting them in your own words. It doesn't have to necessarily be like this student, fourth line in. But again, the moment that you talk about a term or introduce a term, you want to define it right away. A third thing that I noticed that this student did right here is a correct use of APA, right? So we've got the author's last name and then the year and nothing else for an in-text APA citation. So that's the kind of citing you want to do, and if it's a direct quote, it's going to look different, and I'll show you another example of that. To the second page here, let's see. Over here, I noticed something that was helpful is, this student right here was crafting this author's argument, sort of interpretation of their argument. So Nelson refers to natural consequences as anything that naturally happens as a result of one's behavior without any adult interference. Okay, so this is, again, helpful definition, so that's good. But then there's an explanation as to why Nelson supports this. It's because, so these kinds of whys is what you want to do in the paper. So why is that? Why is a natural consequence effective, according to Nelson? Is because it eliminates piggybacking. Okay, well now, what is piggybacking, right? So it's natural to, okay, and then this paper actually gives the definition right there, and there's a hint of an example there. I mean, one way to strengthen that would be to actually give a specific example, but the "I told you so" lectures is specific enough to get your point across. So those are a couple things that were effective about that paper.